Well, we might have just witnessed the greatest game, the worst game, and the first tank bowl of the 2023 NFL season all in 1 week. So let's go ahead and break it down. How's it going, everybody? I'm Jason of Jason's Realm here, and today I'm here bringing you guys my NFL Week 4 recap video. So let's just go ahead and dive into these games. Up first, we have Thursday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. The Lions coming out on top 34-20 in this one because the Packers' offensive line in the first half was a turnstile. The Lions' defensive front was able to get to Jordan Love without really blitzing. They didn't blitz at all in the first half, and I think they got, 3 sacks? It was either 2 or 3 sacks in the first half alone without having to blitz. The Packers, whenever they got going, the offensive line started gelling a bit better in the second half. They played better, but overall, the Lions, they had a slow start in both halves, but they just had this game from the start. Up next, we got the first London game of the 2023 NFL season there. The Atlanta Falcons falling to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 7-23. And Atlanta, Desmond Ritter's not the guy. He not the guy. You need the guy, and not Desmond Ridder. Get rid of him. Get rid of Ridder, and Bijan can't carry you all the way. Meanwhile, Jacksonville, you're a mixed bag this year. You are a mixed bag. You were able to stop Bijan well, and your offense did decent, but you have just had consistency issues this year for me to really be fully confident in you. Talk about a fall from grace. The Miami Dolphins losing to the Buffalo Bills in a taste of their own medicine fashion, 48-20. How ironic. Miami, you were going to come crashing down to reality. It was just a matter of time, and it was against Buffalo, even without Tre'Davious White for part of the game, because he might have suffered a torn Achilles. And Buffalo, man, that offense was just absolute lights-out firepower. You got hot early, you kept it rolling. Nice game for the Bills. You guys are looking really strong right now. Up next, we got the Minnesota Vikings facing Adam Thielen and the Carolina Panthers. The Vikings coming out on top 21-13. And Bryce Young, red zone drive. What was that 99-yard pick six you gave up there, buddy? I know you don't have a lot of weapons, but also Frank Reich, get out of here. Walk out that door, please. You had to call a timeout because you didn't know Adam Thielen was not on the field. And here's the kicker. You have a play that only can be passed to Adam Thielen. You have no other average receivers. You're saying that an average receiver, Adam Thielen, is the only player in your team that can catch it. So no one else on your team can catch that thing. Even though, Thielen's an average receiver. It's just a whole mess in Carolina. Minnesota, you got to win off an opponent that is just completely in turmoil right now. Good job. Oh boy, Tank Bowl. Oh, what to do with you. I might need to make this into its own video. It was that bad. Let's just move on. Up next, we have the Baltimore Ravens beating the Cleveland Browns by a score of 28-3. This game, Cleveland just looked flat. You didn't have Deshaun Watson. You had the rookie starting. It was just ugly. It was absolutely ugly for Cleveland. The defense didn't really hold up as well. They did a decent job because it could have very easily got out of hand, but just a rough game for Cleveland. Baltimore getting a big win against a tough division rival this week. You guys are going to be looking pretty good sitting on top of the division for a little while. Up next, we have an absolutely atrocious game. Fire Matt Canada, the Pittsburgh Steelers losing 6-30 to the Houston Texans. And maybe killing Kenny Pickett in the process. Nice going, Canada. 4th down and 1 with Najee freaking Harris in the backfield. What do? You call a shotgun pass? Excuse me, Matt Canada? What was that? With the offensive line you guys have, throwing Kenny Pickett in shotgun on 4th and 1, and then he goes down with a knee injury because of that play. Good job, Matt Canada. Get out of here. Meanwhile, CJ Stroud, my dude, having another career day against the Steelers defense. I mean, oh man, CJ Stroud, I was a little nervous heading into this week for you, but man, you are just on top of the league right now. You are looking amazing. You are playing great, and my hair is now a mess. But yeah, CJ Stroud, great work today. Up next, we got Heart Attack in the Shade of Blue with the Indianapolis Colts falling to the Los Angeles Rams in overtime, 29-23. This game should not have been as close as it was. Once again, I mean, this is almost like the game I'm separating, but it's not quite as bad, where the Rams came out to a 23-0 lead, then end up choking said lead to the Colts, like they always do when they play the Colts. They did the same thing 2 years ago in Indianapolis. I was at that game. They had a big lead, they choked it away, and then the defense had to come up big at the end. Same thing happened here, except the offense came up big at the end. You choked away a big lead, then you forced the offense in overtime with a hobbled Stafford, mind you. And that's another thing I was not happy about. There was a clear and obvious roughing the passer call. So the Rams have a roughing the passer call whenever their defensive lineman shoves the guy down, the quarterback. I get it. You can't really forcefully shove a quarterback down. But yet, according to the refs, you can throw your entire body weight on the quarterback, causing injury, causing the quarterback to be limping like he is just completely out of sorts. That's legal. They didn't flag that play. But, Rams ended up winning at the end, but Stafford, hopefully he's going to be good for the next couple weeks for this team. And Indianapolis, nice job on the comeback effort, but it's just a tough loss for you to take. Up next, we have an absolute domination of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker touchdown maker. Baker is back. He is back with a vengeance. This is his revenge tour here. Taylor Swift's on her Eras tour of the NFL stadiums. Well, you got Baker Mayfield on his revenge tour of NFL stadiums. And man, today just speaks more of it. Yes, you took a tough loss to Philly last week, but that is Philadelphia. And it was a tough situation overall. You came back with a vengeance against a division rival on the road and just took the game, grabbed it and said, this is our game, we don't care what you say. And New Orleans, you died and shut up. No, I mean, Derek Carr has no excuse because he was injured. But at the same time, you have to consider the fact, and the camera's not focusing, but you have to consider the fact that at the same time, Derek Carr is not 100% when he's injured. So you can't really say it's not that fault either. Tough game for New Orleans. And yeah, you gotta fix problems now. Up next, we had a sneaky good game of the week. Nobody saw this coming. The Washington Commanders pushing the Philadelphia Eagles to overtime. Overtime! Man, that was the surprise right there. Washington exploded out early, had a lead for the majority of the game, fell off at the end, got a touchdown when it mattered at the last possible second in regulation. Unfortunately, couldn't do anything in overtime. Philadelphia, you escaped with an ugly win at home. That was ugly. You gotta fix problems, Philadelphia. You gotta get your offense to click. Your defense has to start gelling again. Otherwise, you're gonna be free falling down my tier list. Speaking of free falling down the tier list, we got the Cincinnati Bengals falling in embarrassing fashion to the Tennessee Titans 27-3. And now there are frustrations in the Bengals locker room. Jamar Chase frustrated with the fact that he's not being utilized, which is fair. He only got utilized really in one game, and that was, the one game they won was against the Rams. But Cincinnati is just not functioning the same as before. As soon as Joe Burrow got his big payday, he turned into Baker Mayfield of the last 2 years. It's not fun. Not looking good there in Cincinnati, and that defense ain't doing you any favors. Tennessee, though, you are finding ways to win games and stay in games that we never really thought you would stay in. So good job there, Tennessee, keeping up and keeping in these games, despite being the retirement home. I'm just concerned that you're screwing yourselves in the long term because your team is aging and you don't have a lot of big explosive players. Your explosive players, D-Hop, Tannehill used to be at some points, and Derrick Henry, they're all getting up there in age. They don't have that much more left in the tank to give for you. Up next, we have the Las Vegas Raiders starting a rookie quarterback, almost coming back against the Los Angeles Chargers, but Khalil Mack had nothing to do with it. I mean, well, he had nothing. He had no say of saying, yeah, you're going to come back. Basically, Khalil Mack, 6 sacks against the Raiders. It was bad for the Raiders. You came back late with your rookie quarterback, and you had a chance. But at the same time, oh my gosh, 6 sacks for Khalil Mack. That was a career day for them. And the Chargers, able to do enough. Offensively, they fell off late big time. But the defense did just enough to hold. Up next, we got Bill Belichick taking the biggest single loss in his career by a score of 38-3 against the Dallas Cowboys. And benching Mac Jones for Bailey Mother-Lovin' Zappi. He is back, and he is the man again, I think, because we all love Zappi. But it was just absolutely atrocious for New England. The offense couldn't get anything going. The defense couldn't hold the Patriots at all, or couldn't hold the Cowboys at all, sorry. And the Cowboys offense did just enough, and the defense, oh my gosh. The defense getting 18, or basically allowing 18 points off of turnovers, or getting 18 points because of turnovers, forced by the defense. It was just bad all around for the Patriots. Up next, we have the San Francisco 49ers put on the ropes by the Arizona Cardinals at a score of 35-16. This game was a lot closer than the final score shows. Arizona doing an incredible job of staying in it till the end. And man, it was just incredibly tight until the very end. The Cardinals trying to fight back, But whenever Christian McCaffrey has a career day and puts up 4 total touchdowns, that's just, yeah, you're not going to win against that. And just saying, that ain't going to happen. San Francisco, yeah, you just steamrolled. You finally broke 30 points, though, too, which is good job for you guys coming from a Rams fan. But, yeah, that's about it there. Up next, we got the Taylor Swift versus Aaron Rodgers showdown. Who will be shown more times on Sunday Night Football? By the way, it was Taylor Swift by a final score of 12-9. But anyway, the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. Chiefs winning it by a score of 23-20. And man, this game was incredible. The Chiefs almost blowing it. Defensively, not really looking great. Offensively, I mean, any offense is going to look bad against the New York Jets defense. That's just a plain fact. But Zach Wilson, my man, this is the guy I want to talk about in this game. Zach Wilson, oh my gosh. Getting the ball out quick, making it look routine. This is the potential of Zach Wilson. If he can keep this train rolling, the Jets can be something huge. Especially if Aaron Rodgers comes back when he wants to later this season. I mean, he's already progressing well. And if Zach Wilson can just keep the team from collapsing and play like he did last night, oh my gosh, this is going to be a great team to come. Alright, last but not least, we have the Seattle Seahawks. I know I changed shirts. I recorded this right after the stream. So we got the Seattle Seahawks beating and absolutely pummeling the New York Giants. Final score here going to be 24-3. Might change a little bit, so you'll check it down at the bottom if it updated. But yeah, this game, New York. What are you doing, man? That was absolutely atrocious. You gave up 11 sacks against your quarterback. 11. That is absolutely awful. Your offense didn't show up. Your defense didn't do much. And Daniel Jones is throwing dimes to the DBs again. Meanwhile, Seattle, great job today. Amazing job on getting those sacks. You are looking really fine right now. Keep it up. You'll be fine after the bye week. Well, that's about going to do it for me today. If you guys did like the video, don't forget to smash like and subscribe, as it does help me out a whole lot. It lets me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy and that you guys want to come back and watch. And also, go ahead if you haven't already and check out our fantasy football, or actually, we'll talk about the picks. Check out our picks video over here for week 4 so you can see just how right or wrong we were this week. And I guess I will see you guys later. Peace out and have a good one.